1989 to 1991 we grew, okay, from 50 million to 500 million, all the way up to 1996 to 890 million, then we stopped growing. Okay? We stopped growing. The reason you've come to this hallway is this is the hallway of kind of the wall of fame, our top leaders. The average income on this wall exceeds $500,000 a year or $42,000 a month. These are called team elites. And when I first came down this hall, the thing that most impressed me that Kenton Worthington said is, you know, the amazing thing is, it doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter how much education you have. It doesn't matter where you are from in the world. It doesn't matter anything, what you've accomplished in your life. Everybody starts out at the same place in network marketing. And you only become a top leader by helping other people become top leaders. Right? That is an amazing concept that does not exist in the quote-unquote real world in which we live. Okay? So you can only help others, you can only elevate yourself by elevating others. Okay? So, these are our top leaders. I wanted to introduce this to you guys. So you know, in 1996, when the company stopped growing, okay, most of these people, about 95% of these people, retired. Why? If you're making 50 grand to 100 grand a month, are you still building your new skin business? Are you still active and engaged and flying all over the world and doing your thing? Most of them were young when they began, and by the time they had spent 5 to 10 years building the business, okay, they were having their families and enjoying their lives. So, what happens when the top leaders of any company, whether it's traditional business or network marketing, what happens when the top leaders go?
I'm there.
What would happen? The business would die. So here's an interesting thing. Nu Skin didn't die. Now this is critical to understand, okay? Because we're only paid if product is sold, right? Where people are consuming product, product must have continued to be sold, right? People continue to buy the product. Why? It's exclusive, it's unique, it's innovative. Okay? And it's value priced. Let me give you a statistic. 750,000 people last month bought Nu Skin products. They spent on average between $150 and $200 for their Nu Skin products, and not one of them was paid by Nu Skin. Did you hear me say this? Why would someone buy Nu Skin products if they're not making any money? I mean, goodness gracious, that's the only reason people buy network marketing products, right? True if the juice is $50 a bottle and you can buy it at Costco for $4 or $5, but not true if you have a real company with real product. We have over 500 products that people love. It would be no different than building a Costco store and teaching and training others to build Costcos and expanding a network of Costcos. When you buy Costco products, you don't take them home, get out a little card table, put them in the edge of your driveway, right, and then sell them to your friends and family. That would be ridiculous. People go to Costco, they pay for a membership to join, right, and they get wholesale or bulk pricing, correct? But they don't go and take that product and try to sell it for a retail markup. Do they make any money shopping at Costco at the end of the year in a rebate check? Yeah, they do. The average is like what? $100, $150, $200. So this is exactly like the Costco model in anti-aging products. Massive, massive trend. No different. Okay? That's why we continued to stay about the same. About 850 million for almost 10 years, and we didn't grow. Then Nathan Ricks contacted, here, I'll show you our team real quick here. This is Clara. She's the founder of the distribution with Nu Skin. Her son Craig is her first distributor, and Craig, okay, married Joyce down there, or excuse me, Craig, sister Joyce married Nathan Ricks. Okay? And Nathan Ricks personally sponsored Kenton Worthington in 2003. How close then are you to the top of this company if you're in Kenton Worthington's organization? Very, very close. Why is that important? Why are teams important? Could you be the best player in the NBA on the worst team and do as well financially as the worst player on the best team? No. So teams are everything. Do you need to be the best player on the team for your team to win? No. You don't. I like your attitude, though. Okay? No, you just have to be on the team. The reason this team is important is because the team has resources. Everybody that has been involved in Nu Skin for longer than 3 years makes over $100,000 a month residual in your upline. Okay? That means they know how to build network marketing companies. That means they know what they're doing. That means they've already cut down the path. They've already gone through all the trial and tribulation, and they can teach you. We have amazing systems in place to ensure that if you engage, you'll be successful. So, Nathan Ricks calls Kenton Worthington in 2003. They had met each other in a previous life, so to speak. And Nathan said, Kenton, you need to join Nu Skin. And what do you think Kenton said? No, thank you. No way. I understand you're doing real well, Nathan. You've been paid up to $40 million in the time you've been involved with Nu Skin. Okay, by 2003, right? So 22 years in the business, or 23 years in the business for Nathan. Kenton said, where's my opportunity? Don't I have to get in at the ground floor of a network marketing company in order for it to work? Okay? And Nathan laughed and he said, I thought you were smarter than that. You need to do your due diligence. You need to look behind the curtain. We have acquired technology, okay, that will change the world of nutritional supplementation. We're exclusive. We have the ability to measure, okay, antioxidant levels in your body. No one else can do it. We're going to grow this company from $850 million to $1.25 billion in the next 5 years. You need to be involved. And after a long time of research, and maybe not even, maybe even avoiding Nathan's phone calls, okay, shows you how persistent Nathan is, okay, for a few months, Kenton finally looked behind the curtain and decided to do this business. They took that technology and they took it to Eastern Europe, and there he opened Hungary, Romania, Czech Republic, Russia, many, many other different countries for Nu Skin. Kenton Worthington is considered the #1 new market developer in all of Nu Skin. Okay? His leader, and you can see again, you've got to have people in your organization that achieve what you do if you're going to be successful, is Kari Vatsi. Kari Vatsi is his first person, a very close friend of him that he met. Okay? And Kari brought in a bunch of people who ultimately brought in Otobalo. And everyone didn't believe in Otobalo because he was a Romanian school teacher. He was making about $50 a month. And he was 6 generations away from Kadoi, but nobody believed that he would be much of anything. He stuck out the business for 2 years, didn't make very much money. And then all of a sudden a light bulb turned on inside of him and he went just crazy. He makes more than Kenton Worthington, okay, which is another fallacy most people don't understand. They don't think the bottom can make more or as much as the top, and that's not true in a real company. So the bottom line is, Otto, okay, gets in the business, makes about $180,000 a month. These are the guys in Eastern Europe, and that's really where Kenton kind of became a star. When Kenton came back home in 2008, October 2008, to a global convention, he just happened to take me to lunch. I was in the mortgage industry, as I've mentioned to many of you, and my life was changing. My career was changing. I was going from making enormous income, Kenton Worthington type income, to a lot less. And I wasn't very happy, and so I became open-minded. And so Kenton said, what are you going to do? Lance, what are you going to do? What's your plan? How's it going? How's the economy treating you? And I said, I'm going to go to China. I'm going to start a manufacturing company. And he laughed and said that was the stupidest thing you'd ever heard. And then he said, I've never really bothered you about Nu Skin, but I need you to look at Nu Skin. And then he said it this way, and this is powerful to me, and so I'll repeat it the way he repeated it to me. He goes, Lance, you want what I have. Okay, now, so you know, I made similar to Kenton Worthington $100,000, $150,000 a month. Okay, it was going down, but what was he really saying? You want what I have. What does Kenton have when you build a dynasty in network marketing?
Leverage.
He has leverage, but he has time, okay, and he has money. Okay? His overhead was a cell phone bill. My overhead was $55,000 a month before I got paid. Okay, and I'll be honest, I was burning through that pretty fast. I think we were probably doing about 30 grand and paying 20 just to stay open. So the bottom line is, yeah, he was right. I wanted what he had, but it was much deeper than just money. Okay, he had become something amazing and had contributed in a way that most people will never, ever, ever understand. Lance, you want what I have, but you've been too successful to really understand what I do. You have some real misconceptions about me and some real misconceptions about what I do for a living in my industry. But I promise you, if you'll look behind the curtain, you'll find every single thing you've ever been looking for. And most important, if you do this with me, I'll teach you how. And he said, Lance, what would it take? What would it take for you to leave the mortgage industry forever? I said $100,000. I was trying to, basically tell him to go away. $100,000 a month. He goes, no problem, we can do that. Let's get started. Okay, Colombia is a country that's going to be opening in the next 5 months, and you could have all of Colombia underneath you if we just did it. I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. I don't know any Colombians. How on earth could I build a business in Colombia? And he goes, that's part of what you don't understand. It's not who you know, it's who they know, and they know, and they know, and they know. And Colombia was opened by our team, and it's been incredible. Okay? So, that's kind of my story in a nutshell. I want to take you guys to the lab. This is the second half of my tour, where you guys are actually going to be able to see the science behind our products. And I want to tell you the story of this biophotonic scanner, because really, Nathan was right. Okay? Kenton and another couple of leaders that got involved in 2003 to that window of 2008, okay, a 5-year window, they grew the company by 400 million behind this technology. Kenton captured 25% of that growth. $100 million is what he does annually for Nu Skin in his organization. He captured that out of a cell phone. No overhead, no employees, no infrastructure. Okay? A business in a cloud. It's a monster. So follow me real quick and we'll go to the lab. How are we doing on time?